Good Guy Experience.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm your host, Buddy Rowe. And to my right, we got the Black Pearl, everybody. Black Pearl in the house. And we got my boy, Mr. Jay Weeks in the house, everybody.
Yo.
And last but not least, we got Ash Jones in the house, everybody. Tonight, we are bringing you sports. We are bringing you sports and entertainment. Tonight, we have a special guest. We got a real treat for you. He has his own show. It's called TNC Unleashed. This brother specializes in sports. And what I'm telling you, if I go online, if I go on Facebook and I make a mistake, you can guarantee that there's going to be one brother that's going to be in it. Hey, KJ, actually, that's a lie, my brother. This is actually what happened. So the brother knows his sports. So please help me welcome my brother from North Carolina State University, y'all. Mr. Greg from TNC Unleashed. How we doing, my brother?
What's going on, y'all, man? Thank you for having me, man. I feel good, man. I feel good. It's the first time I've been on the live, just staring right into the phone. I'm used to just recording audio, so I'm if I start trailing off and looking at my washer or my dryer, just let me know.
Hey, well, look, my brother, we are definitely happy to have you. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of the show. We're kind of linking the two shows together, so it's kind of a Good Guy Unleashed experience. Can we say that? We call it the Good Guy Unleashed tonight. That's what we're doing.
Unleashed.
The Good Guy Unleashed. Hey,
so one half of TNC Unleashed. Shout out to my man Tony. You know, he works nights. Our schedules are all crazy, so he couldn't be here tonight. But I'll hold it down for him, man. I appreciate you having me. How you guys doing?
Most definitely. Hey. We are doing all right, my brother. We are doing all right.
I just want to say one thing. Yeah. Now, you said that this brother be debunking you a lot on Facebook. That's not hard to do.
Yeah. Okay. Shots fired.
You got me there. I don't even have a comeback, man, because look, I've been out of sports for a while. I will admit, I've been out of sports for a while. See, y'all rich folk, y'all can afford cable. I got Netflix.
Oh, wow.
I got Netflix.
Oh, my God.
Man, cable ain't expensive.
You better get yourself a Fire Stick and stop playing.
I had one, but then when the jailbroken was, when you gotta keep updating them, I said, look, I'm gonna just let it go. So look, Craig, so this is what we do, man. We start off just going through some hot topics of what we saw in the group. So what I am going to start off with is a couple of pictures from the group, so the group can get actually involved in the show tonight. So what we're starting off first with is our first picture. We had the guys. You can
shit.
I like to catch the panel off guard. I like to catch them off guard.
You caught him off guard, for real.
We got Angela, 31, no kids, an attorney. She makes $100K a year, don't like sports, pets, high maintenance, average, mother hates you, raised in the suburbs. And Tanya, everybody's favorite, Tanya from the group, Lord have mercy. 33 years old with a 9-year-old son, no job, going to nursing school, loving sports, pets, ex-stripper. She's great. Son likes you and raised in the project.
Did they say ex-stripper?
Ex-stripper. Hey, look, that's the first time I saw that one.
That sounds like I didn't see that one before. You know she gonna win hands down.
Man, everybody in it. Look, I went. Look, you know, I'm married, but you know, like I said, I thought Tanya would be the better. You know, hey, I'm just saying, Tanya. You know, she make $100K a year. You might can take a couple of weeks off, brothers. You might be like, look, man, I'll work around the house. You go to work, darling, and let me chill out.
Yeah, but then there's that high maintenance part. That's like,
yeah, you get tired of that bougie shit all the time.
Yeah.
But Tanya gonna have your house smelling like dog food and boredom.
And treating you like a dog when she want to be extra.
Well, I don't think it's. I mean, the $100,000 sounds nice, but I don't really think it's all about money. I think it's about the experience. I mean, she's got a kid, but you said the son likes you. She's in nursing school, so she's trying to make something out of herself. I don't judge what you've done before. You know, I'm about the strippers. I don't care about that. So if I wasn't married, hi baby, I love you. If I wasn't married, what was the other girl's name? It was Tanya. Was the 100,000
and Angela.
And
Angela's the ex-stripper, right?
Angela sounds like more fun.
Oh, that's a bougie one. Okay.
So look, man. So Tanya. So you're going with Tanya. So I'm the only person in America at this moment that would just be a Tanya fan, huh?
Boy, Bob, you answered that as a husband. You didn't answer that at KJ. Stop it right now. Stop it.
So with that being said, we're gonna move on to number 2. This is more of a lady. Hold on, we got comments.
Hold on, you didn't let me answer. You didn't even let me answer.
Oh, my bad. Go back.
Hold on, because it was me who posted that in the group.
You did.
And it was between Tanya and I don't even know the other girl name.
Angela.
Right.
Okay, let's be real here. Making 100K is not hard nowadays. So
It's not.
So her making 100K ain't really a selling point. You know what I mean? And 2, she don't like pets. I like pets. And 3, her mama don't like you. That's a huge problem right there.
Yeah.
Where did it say your mama don't like you? Did it say that?
Yeah. Mama doesn't like you. That was the last one. I can't do it.
Mother
mama hate. Oh, never mind. I changed my vote. No.
Can't the ex stripper go back to stripping and make 100K too?
I mean, the thing about it, she in nursing school.
It's easier.
I gotta switch my vote, man. Look, I didn't see that your mama. Look, somebody see. There we go. Facebook user, mama is out. Then definitely a no. Hey, look, you can't
nobody wants that drama. Nobody wants that drama.
All right. So moving on, guys. Moving on. This is one that's for the ladies.
Oh God, is it what I said? Oh God.
You mentioned me in that. Yeah.
Look at Ash's face. Look, Ash.
That's crazy.
Look, I don't see Ash being scared of nobody, but she was like, "Man, look, man, KJ, don't even ask me that question." Ladies, if she grab you in front of you, what you gonna do? I am interested to see some answers. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm so confused. Like her body is like, but her face looks like.
I'm gonna keep it hot, bro. You gotta get the gun.
Nah, look. The thing about it is,
she looks really friendly.
She looks like she's a Girl Scout trooper. Like, are you gonna buy cookies? I have cookies and I work out. That's what it looks.
Well, it does look that way. It does look, man.
I sell cookies and I work out. Yay! That's what she looks like.
But what if she take her glasses off and she cockeyed looking at you like
tranny? Like she don't even. Okay.
Yeah, just like so weird. Look, I don't know.
Like, it's just like.
I mean,
That's
hey,
a man.
Hey,
maybe she's transitioning.
Somebody said, "Damn." Austin Powers said it best. That's no man. That's a man. All right, guys. So getting into our show for tonight. Give me 1 second, guys. I got to get back to it. There we go. Getting to our show for tonight. We are talking about sports. So let us get into it. The first thing we are going to start off with, I thought that we start off with something that everybody knows is coming up. We got Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Guys, I'm asking right now, is this hurting Floyd Mayweather's legacy? Going against a YouTuber, a YouTuber in Logan Paul, which he's had some impressive knockouts, but against nobody that's really professional. So how do we feel about Mayweather taking on a YouTuber at this point in his career?
I think we should
Mayweather's just about that money. He's just about that money right now.
Yeah.
He made a name for himself. He's made a name for himself.
Exactly.
He knows he's made a name for himself. And at this point, he has nothing to lose, just gain, which is right now that almighty dollar.
Exactly.
Yep.
Craig, how you feel?
Well, I mean, I don't think Mayweather has done anything for his legacy in about 10 to 15 years now. I think everything he's really been about is money. I think that's all he sees is money. And like I said, I don't think boxing is all about money. I think it's more of it's a warrior sport, right? I think it's, but it's tough today because now he's kind of passed his kind of ideologies down to the younger guys where they're worried about who's getting top billing and who's gonna make the most money, and they're not worried about who's the best guy out there. How do I get that guy to move ahead of him? They're just kind of worried about building a brand, which Floyd can get away with it because he's built his brand already. He's already a legitimate pound for pound one of the greatest fighters of all time. A lot of these guys are not. They're just trying to get paid.
Okay, but well, I agree with you. He's one of the greatest fighters, pound for pound. You cannot disagree with that. But I mean, at one time, he was considered the greatest. Fighting YouTubers and people beneath his level, could that bring him out of the number one spot to maybe top 10, top 5?
Well, let me say this. Yeah, all right. We all older, you know. I'm in my late 30s, you know. So it's like after a while, it's like boxing is a young man's sport. You done made your money, you done cemented your legacy, you done retired. It's an expedition. It's gonna make you millions. Why not?
Yeah, but you got people like that Pacquiao that's still out there. Look, I'll take on all challenges.
But he don't beat Pacquiao. Well, I mean, what's the point?
But isn't he opening up a new door to new viewers or new fans?
Yeah, exactly.
If he does it this way.
Yeah, but
it's still not the same competition though.
Right.
It looks weak.
But I get you.
Fight a little girl.
I get what you're saying though, Ash. But the thing about it, when you 40-some years old, you tired. You done did that. You know what I mean? You just trying to build wealth for your family, your generation.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Clearly this is for money. This is definitely.
Of course. You don't submit your legacy. You don't beat champions. You beat Canelo Alvarez. If you seen Canelo last fight, you see Canelo's a bad man.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Canelo was nowhere near as good then as he is. That was.
I agree.
My rebuttal to that is a young Mike Tyson also knocked out some vets that he should have lost to. So I don't give Canelo that pass that he was too young when he fought Mayweather, because we all know boxing is a young man's sport. If you can go in there with your power and your speed, you're supposed to win, regardless. You know, Mayweather outboxed that man, regardless. And I think if there was a fight now, of course Canelo might win. Right. But I mean, at that time, Floyd was supposed to lose that fight. And Canelo was the bigger man. He was the bigger man that night. Floyd moved up to fight him, and he made him look silly in that ring. So, we gotta remember Mike Tyson knocked out an older Leon Spinks. He beat Larry Holmes. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson was 18, 19, knocking those guys out. So what's Canelo's excuse?
But all right, but now I get all of that. But where are we? We're talking as if this is like a championship. I mean, he's fighting Logan Paul. He's not gonna have any trouble with Logan Paul.
Of course not.
They might try and make it look cool and make it last 9 or 10 rounds. But we can have a discussion like, what if Logan Paul? Because I mean, this is a circus event.
Exactly.
Event.
But it
is what it is. I don't have much to say as far as analysis on the fight. It is what it is.
But it's generating
money out of my pocket.
It's gonna generate millions of dollars. So it's like, I mean, it's easy money.
It's easy money. Nobody's debating that it's easy money. But when people, we know Floyd Mayweather. We've seen his resume. We've seen some of his greatest fights. Now, when we look at this conversation 20 years from now, we're Lord willing older men, and people are younger and doing the analyzing. They look at his last fights. They look. Oh, let me see. What's his name? The MMA guy. Conor McGregor, Japanese guy, Logan Paul, his last 3 fights, and we want to put him in the number 1 spot or the number 5 spot. Come on, man. I feel like he's tarnishing his legacy later on down the road.
But honestly, would you care? I mean, you don't cemented your legacy. You don't made your money. Why would you care that your last 3 exhibition fights was going to be looked at as something? I mean, Mike Tyson do exhibition fights all the time. People don't always get the publicity, but he still do exhibition fights in Vegas.
He does exhibition fights in Vegas.
That was an exhibition fight. And that was an exhibition fight
against Roy Jones. But
I'm talking about years ago. He did one against I forgot that heavyweight guy name, but it was just an exhibition. They had on headgear and stuff, but it was an exhibition.
Speaking of, I heard that he's supposed to be fighting Lennox Lewis. I think that's a bad look for him. I think that Lennox Lewis will. I think he whooped his ass once, and I think he's going to whoop his ass again.
Very badly.
Mike Tyson and better shit than Lennox Lewis right now, though.
Right now.
I remember that was the fight where Mike Tyson said he was going to fade into Bolivian.
Yeah. I watched that fight.
Is that in South America? Anyway.
You're talking about the original fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he got knocked to oblivion.
All
right. I might just fade into oblivion.
Okay, we are in boxing right now, so staying with boxing, guys.
Oh yeah,
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury from everybody. No one wants to fight anyone.
Tyson Fury. We know that he's set up to be fighting against Anthony Joshua, but hold on, wait a second. There may be a clause that he must mandatorily fight against Deontay Wilder for a third fight. Who is the number one pound for pound heavyweight at this time, and who should be the challenger at this time?
Is that you want to go to Erica? I'm joking.
Really? I'm joking. You didn't even say Ash. You said me.
Nah,
boxing ain't my thing. I'll watch it, but it ain't my thing.
Let's go to our guest. I was picking with y'all.
Well, you know what? I wish my man Tony is here because he's the boxing expert of our podcast. But in my opinion, out of the three, if I had to pick one, I would say Joshua only because he's younger. He's the youngest of the three. He's the heavyweight champion. Now Tyson Fury, he looked incredible against Deontay Wilder. Who knows what that was before the world shut down? So who knows what's happened since then? I'm just curious to see what Deontay Wilder has. Does he want to continue fighting for the championship, or should he do maybe 2 or 3 lesser fights to kind of get his mechanics back in? Because he didn't look that great against Tyson Fury. I'm worried. But if I had to pick one out of the 3 right now, I would pick Josh.
Yeah, definitely Tyson Fury right now. I mean, I am a hardcore boxing fanatic. I watch No Names fight on ESPN some nights, when I'm bored. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Tyson Fury, skill wise, is the best
out of the 3. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's in better shape now than when he fought Fury that last time because he lost a lot of weight. Joshua, Joshua have shown that he got suspect chin against Andy Garcia. But Andy Garcia is nobody to sleep on. Andy Garcia is a really good fighter because he just won his last fight against Chris Arreola, and he looked damn good in that. So Wilder, he's just raw. He's like a tall, lanky Mike Tyson.
I think that Wilder, sorry to cut you off. I think that not Wilder, but I think Tyson Fury reminds me, and you guys may be like, oh, KJ, here go one of those rebuttals. Right. He reminds me of a Muhammad Ali. I like the way he moves around the ring. I like the way he's light on his feet, and I like the way he lightly taps you with that jab. The man knows his way around the ring.
That's not far-fetched.
When he fought Deontay Wilder, both times he gave that man a world-class teaching, a whooping, and a lesson in boxing. It exposed him. Deontay Wilder was relying on that right hand so much, and when somebody is skilled enough to move, jab, get out of the way, and really work you, I think he was exposed. And I think that Anthony Joshua would be the better matchup, but I do agree with you, Weeks. I think Tyson Fury is hands down, without a question, the pound for pound greatest heavyweight we have in the game right now. I really do.
I have nothing against Tyson Fury, and you know what? I agree with the Muhammad Ali comparison. Not
I did too.
Overall skill, but the fact that he's 250
style,
and he moves like a heavyweight. He's got both hands are very quick, and he's just so light on his feet. And Deontay Wilder just couldn't. He wore him down at every corner. He wore him down. I did not expect to see Deontay Wilder like that, but I still, the only reason I picked Joshua, and I don't take when he lost the championship to Garcia, I don't hold that too much against him because he got hit with the rabbit punch, and everything that happened after that he was out. He was out on his feet. And he came back and he walked him down the next fight. So I give him credit for that, and I think he gets a bad rap because he and Deontay were avoiding each other, and he's the British guy. He's pretty. So I think he gets a lot of hate in that aspect. But if I had to pick one right now, I'd pick Joshua out of the 3.
Joshua? I'm curious to see why you picked Joshua, because out of the 3, I have number 1 Fury. I have number 2 Wilder, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because no matter what Wilder does, you can beat him for 11 rounds. But that right hand is that ace in the hole that until 12 rounds are over, that if he hits you with it one time, that can be a complete game changer. Because when he hit Tyson Fury with it, we almost saw the miracle once again. I mean, he looked stunned when Fury got up. I mean, he's looking around like
the first fight, yeah.
The first fight, yeah.
I mean, my rebuttal to that would be a skill boxing or take away that right hand. I mean, that's your only weapon.
I agree.
You know what I mean? That's his only weapon, that right hand. And Lennox Lewis, I seen a video when Lennox Lewis was trying to tell him you need to work on your jab. Mm-hmm. And I seen he went and got a new boxing coach, and he do look a lot better skill-wise in the videos I've seen. But, only time will tell. You got to put it together in that ring, baby. And muscle memory take over most of the time.
Well, I think that Anthony Joshua shows skill. I think he's slower than Fury. I think that Fury is going to outwork him. I think his footwork is going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal. He's going to walk around the ring. He's going to dance around him. He's going to back Joshua into corners. I believe Joshua does have more power, but will he get to use it? Once again, he has that elusiveness. He reminds me of Ali. You can't hit him. I mean, the way he was just throwing that jab out there against Wilder. It was amazing. It was nothing short of amazing. I mean, there's nothing I can say. I mean, but I do have Joshua in that number 2 spot. Wilder in that number 2 spot. Joshua at that number 3 spot.
Well, Joshua reminded me of Lennox Lewis.
Right.
Lennox Lewis did get his ass whooped by Hakeem Rockman that one time, but he came back and whooped his ass. You know what I mean? So wake up, Ashley.
Huh? Ashley leaving us.
No, I'm up. I was just rubbing my eye.
All right. All right. So, guys, another controversial topic. I know me and Craig are on 2 different ends of the spectrum on this topic, so I know this is going to bring some differential opinions. Tim Tebow, he's back. He's playing tight end. Tim Tebow is back. What team is he? Is he playing for? He's playing for.
He's signed to the Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
It's not a guarantee. They give him a tryout, basically.
They're giving him a tryout for the Jaguars. As you can see, we have the picture on the right with Colin Kaepernick. Mm-hmm. Is this fair that Tim Tebow gets another shot in the league and Colin Kaepernick is still without a job in the NFL? How do we feel? Ash, I see you shaking your head. I see you shaking your head, Ash. I'm gonna start with Ash with this one.
I mean, how long has it been since Tim Tebow has been in the league?
It's been 8 years. It's been 6 to 8 years, something like that.
And it's like that opportunity. It's so many players right now that they could have gave that position to, and they give it to somebody who's been sitting out 6 to 8 years. Talk about privilege. Like, that's crazy. That's really a spit in the face. Like, that's insane.
All right, Craig, how you feel?
Now, we had an argument about it. You posted it, what was it, last week? Or was it
it was last week.
And you said, man, this is over. I'm kneeling. I'm done. I'm boycotting football again. And you know what? What we didn't get to is that I agree with you. I agree with you. Of course, it's not fair, right? I mean, he didn't even play tight end. He was a quarterback. He washed out at quarterback. Nobody wants to sign him as a quarterback. And you have a guy who demonstrated and took a knee in front of the flag, and now all of a sudden he's been ostracized from the league for demonstrating. Of course, it's not fair. I just don't think the two match. You know what I mean? I get people hate Tebow because he was so terrible at quarterback, yet he was so popular and people loved him, and his jersey was flying off the shelves, and he could only throw the ball 10 yards. You know, I get that because I was there. I watch all the time. But to get mad at him for getting an opportunity because his old college coach was going to always give him an opportunity if he got to the NFL anyway. That's why he's there. I don't think we should overreact that he's getting a job and relate it to Colin Kaepernick's situation because it's a completely different situation.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not be mad at Tebow.
Agreed.
Right. This is a concerted effort by the 32 rich white billionaire owners to keep Colin Kaepernick out of the league. That's
I
who
think we're overthinking it too.
right.
I think we're overthinking it. This is just a hookup. They didn't say he was good. They didn't say, "Oh
Yeah,
my God, we're so
he
excited
probably
to
won't
have
make the
him."
roster.
They're just like, "Hey, old friend." I mean, come on, show us what you got.
Right.
It's not. I don't even hear. They're not even hyping him up.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
just
yeah, because
like, "Here, come and try."
They
You
are
know,
hyping
yeah,
him up
because
though.
they
They are
definitely
hyping
are.
him
Because
up.
he's not gonna make the roster. But
They
he's
are hyping.
not.
But can we say I believe there's more good tight ends in the league than there are good quarterbacks?
that's the angle I was going at. That's what I was saying. It definitely does not relate to Colin Kaepernick, but that's the angle I was going towards. It's just his other talented tight ends out there, and you're signing him. That makes no
But
sense. That's why I was saying that's a spit in the face to those players who actually deserve that spot, and it's just
But I
crazy.
think it's very similar to the person who's at work busting their ass on a job, and then
Yeah.
their friend, their manager hooks up their friend, and now you're training their friend to be in your position, and you know more than that's how I see it. I'm not saying that I don't see some of the Cap should have a job, but it really is to me more of the who you know in this.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
situation. That's
Yeah,
literally.
that's exactly what I was about to say, Erica, because it's the who you know versus your skill set. Like
Yeah.
that's everyday American jobs. Like
Absolutely.
you might get hired because you know somebody over somebody who got more credentials than you. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you why it is comparable a little tiny bit.
Mhm.
Okay.
The NFL is supposed to. I mean, the best of the best is supposed to be on the field or have a chance, right?
Yeah.
We all know Colin Kaepernick is probably better than probably half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. I would stand up on the mountain and say that because I watched Colin Kaepernick play, even when he was back at Nevada. He's a good quarterback. I mean, we got Blake Bortles, we got mad people on these rosters right now that's backing up. I mean, we got Taysom Hill who started 3 games last year for the Saints. So the thing about it is they're gonna say that the best is gonna get a chance, but we know why that man didn't get a chance. But Tebow's getting another chance, even though he's changing positions. He never ever played tight end before ever, and he's getting a chance to even make the roster. That should tell you something.
In the highest league.
In the highest league, it's not middle school, it's not high school, where you can just go out and change positions. I mean, not even college.
Javon, I think you answered your own question
Mm-hmm.
in your statement. The best are supposed to get a chance, right? But that's not going to always happen.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Especially in the NFL, they give off the league gives off the idea that you put the best out there, but when in actuality, they put out who they want to be out there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they could spin it any way they want to, and the fans are still going to buy it. They're going to come out. They're going to buy tickets to the games. They're going to watch the TV and be upset about it. But the NFL can't lose. You know what I mean? They can keep Colin Kaepernick out all they want. People are still going to buy tickets. People are still going to come out to the games. They're still going to get billion-dollar TV deals. The NFL can't lose in this. It's like almost like saying you can't fight City Hall. Like you can't fight the NFL like that. Like,
well, they have to keep the image of the all-American pastime. So.
Right.
Well, is it
a facade? But
can we say that the image is changing a little bit? Like at this time, I mean, we're going through things as Black Americans that it seems that America has noticed things. They're noticing racism. They're noticing that, hey, maybe the kneeling wasn't such a bad thing. Maybe he has a point here. So at this time, couldn't it have been? And I don't want to make our situation, our struggle, a means for monetary gain. But couldn't the NFL have looked at that like, hey, Colin Kaepernick right now, what he did, if we put that to the forefront of what we're doing in the midst of everybody noticing that, hey, these Black people are right, could that have been something good for the NFL?
Of course it could have been. Of course it could have been, but they don't look at it like that. Again, you're talking about 32 rich, old, white billionaires. That's who runs. Roger Goodell doesn't run. Roger Goodell works for them.
Exactly.
None of this is Roger Goodell's fault. He worked. That's why he gets paid so much, because he gets paid to take all of their bullets, and he gets paid to let them get away with murder, and him to be out in front of the TV just explaining what they told him to say.
Oh,
that's why he sweat. That's why he always sweating. That's why, you know what I mean. That's why he gets paid so much money, because he takes all of the owners' bullets.
Well,
they're bidding. That's all.
Somebody said keep the mess out of sports. Period. No one wants to see mess on the field.
Well, hold on.
That's the man, the big brolic, the white dude.
Well,
What's the man?
yeah. Whoever's saying that is trolling. Then trolling.
They trolling. I was about to say, who is it?
Let's address that because
what's the mess?
let's
what's
address
the
that.
mess?
Let's definitely address that shit because number one, most of the 95% of the league looks like us on this panel, black.
Big facts.
And we deal with bullshit every day. I mean, I can tell you from a fact.
You done press week's button.
I can tell you for a fact that I'm a taxpaying American that don't have a damn record, right? And I've been harassed by police many times. You know what I mean? I own a home, I own cars, my kids in high school, my wife got money. I can ride around my nice car right now and get pulled over. And this has happened to me many times. So what Colin Kaepernick stood for is what people like me go through. Not only me, but everybody that's on this panel. So you saying mess? I mean, you talk the people that's on that field is going through the mess he's representing. You know what I mean? So I mean that's bullshit to say keep that mess off the field. I mean, fuck, you just want to see us get shot and shit. Yeah, I mean, but not have a voice.
Week's buttons.
I mean, ain't nobody supposed to have a voice. Ain't nobody supposed to speak up. We supposed to deal
That's
with
the plate. He's preaching.
And that brings me to Kyrie because people like going in on Kyrie and Kyrie like it's bigger problems in the world for me to just sit here and talk about basketball. And it's like people have to see the bigger picture. Like, that's crazy. That statement crazy.
I think part of the reason, and I'm not agreeing with what Facebook user said. I'm following up on what Ash said. I think part of the reason why people ignore the fact that these are real issues going on is because when sports were originally made, especially football, the American pastime, it was to forget things like the war and all those things that was going on. Right? So now they're like, well, we made this to make you guys forget all the stuff that is out there, like wars and killings and all the other stuff. Right. And now you're trying to pull it in to the arena of forget all of these important factors, you know, and going back to Weeks, well, it's so thick out there, you know, for Black people, we can't forget it. This is just a pause.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
In our everyday experiences.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are. No matter, it doesn't matter your status or anything. If you're Black, you're gonna deal with that. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
The NFL actually it wasn't created for people to forget about their problems. It was actually created so that those rich white owners that I was talking about, because they needed something. They were bored and they needed something to gamble on. But
that's even worse.
Somebody,
I think it's both. I think it's both.
Go ahead, Craig.
No, I'm not at all, bro.
Go ahead, Craig.
Hey, I'm peachy. I'm good.
I totally agree with what Ash said about with Kyrie, and it's the same thing with Colin Kaepernick. It's bigger than I can separate Colin's issue with football, like because I get if you don't want to watch football because of what's going on. I don't judge anybody that says they don't want to watch football because I get it. Sometimes I feel like I'm just watching football to report on it. Sometimes at this point, right? Because the game is so out of whack. But what Colin Kaepernick's doing is bigger than the game. He knelt before the flag to protest the killings of unarmed Black and white people, or Black men and women. That's what I meant to say. But that's what he knelt for. He didn't kneel because I want to kneel and y'all better let me play next year, or I'm gonna, that's what he knelt for. And he backed it up by putting his own money into starting up the Know Your Rights camp to teach kids about how to deal with cops. So that's what I look at when I see Colin Kaepernick. I don't just see a football player. I see an activist. I see a guy that's looking to make real change and actually standing behind what he did. Now, would I like to see him play in the NFL again? Absolutely, of course. But if he doesn't, it's okay because they're going to be talking about him 200-300 years from now anyway.
Yep.
Way more than they're talking about Peyton Manning.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, KJ, I want to add something real quick before you say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if y'all heard recently, the shit Brett Favre been saying about, people been telling him that they can't watch the game no more because of all the politics. And the same with Drew Brees, where he said that he'll never disrespect the flag because of his grandfathers. I mean, how do you go back in the locker room, look in the face of all your black peers, and say things like that, especially Brett Favre? You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta understand.
I'm a Green Bay fan.
Yeah, the
Well,
thing
he
about
doesn't
Brett
have to
Favre.
anymore. That's why
Yeah,
he's saying
yeah, he don't. Yeah, he don't. Yeah,
Like,
But
exactly.
Drew Brees said it when he was still playing.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
Brees didn't know what he was saying is wrong. He truly feels that. Though that's the messed up thing about it. It's like, wow, he really feels like that. Like, it's like, no, he really believes that. He didn't even realize. He didn't even hear what he's saying. Like when he was talking about during the pandemic last year. It was a great conversation. It was right here on a Zoom like this. And the guy asked him about, like, will you support your teammates if they start kneeling again? And he immediately went back to war and the flag and my dad fought for this country, as if nobody's black ancestors fought to like our dads and granddads didn't fight. Our ancestors fought for this country, and it was like, wow, he went right to that.
And that just really shows how unconscious people are.
That's right.
It shows how unconscious people are.
And the thing about it, Craig, with like what you said, I we all got relatives. We all got at least one relative that fought in the war, and that they came back and still had to deal with poverty and discrimination, being spit on, everything. You know what I mean? You just risked your life for this country. So it's like, it's not the same. You can't say, Drew Brees can't get up there and say, well, my grandfather fought for this country. Well, I mean, our grandfathers and uncles, fought for this country too, and came back and had to deal with Jim Crow. Right. Vietnam veterans came back and was spit on. You know?
Hey guys, that's a touchy subject, man. I think you guys hit the nail right on the head. But we're gonna move on because we done pissed some white people off. We did have 6 people in here. The 5 white people that y'all pissed off have left.
Hey, fuck it. Peace. Peace.
They said, damn this, and just rolled out.
Peace out.
So Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant. He was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. I believe Michael Jordan escorted his wife out.
He did.
To do the speech. However, we are hearing that the parents were not invited. I don't know how true that is. Was that something that they should have been invited to?
I believe they were there. I believe they were there.
Yeah, they were there, but
shouted them out in the speech.
Yeah, they were there, but they were there. Yeah.
Okay, so
but isn't that how he wanted it anyway? Even though they had issues.
Of course.
Okay, so there was no issues with the Kobe Bryant coming on. So I mean,
there is issues though.
Yeah, we're not going to say that there is an issue.
There's still issues.
There absolutely is issues.
But they, you're not going to stop from seeing your son being inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's just not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the family dinners and cookouts and stuff, they won't be attending those, I don't think.
Okay. All right.
It's like, what about his sisters? He was very close to his sisters. Like,
so, he got one sister, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So keeping it in the Laker family, Jeannie Buss gave us her top 5 Lakers, which she had Magic Johnson, Jerry West, Kobe, the late great Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and LeBron James, and excluded Shaquille O'Neal.
I thought she excluded Jerry West.
Jerry West, I thought.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't hear about Shaquille. Okay.
Wait, because I was hearing Can somebody please look that up to confirm? Because I was hearing that Shaquille O'Neal had a issue.
No, Jerry West had an issue. He was left off our list.
Oh, okay. So are we cool with that starting line? Are we cool with her top 5 with Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson, Kobe? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. LeBron James right now is the greatest player in the world right now. There's no hands down. There's no discussion. But
they put him up there for a Laker. No.
How much did it hurt you to say that just now? Check your temperature.
We'll get back. We'll get
Hey,
back to
yeah,
that.
I'm not big on LeBron either, KJ. I'm with you on that.
Look, I understand, but I mean,
Oh, let's talk about that.
well, we can talk about it. But hold on.
Okay.
But LeBron, as a Laker, he's
Mhm.
only been a Laker for what, 3 years, and putting him on that top 5 Lakers squad.
He won a ring.
James
No,
Worthy won a ring and was with them longer.
I'm with you. It's not time yet. He's not a top 5.
I don't think so. Look at what everybody did. Look at what everybody did for the Lakers. LeBron James is top. He's going to go down as one of the top 5 greatest players of all time. But as a Laker,
Yes,
In
most
three-
Right,
definitely.
that's what I was talking about. As a Laker,
Most
no,
definitely.
he's been there long enough.
It don't matter.
I mean, he's got a-
long as you got that ring.
Well, one. You got to
One.
Lakers. They win rings with an S on the end. So he's
Yeah.
got. If he puts 2 more on the end of it, he'll start to climb up the list a little bit more. But I mean, there's too many players: Magic, Kobe, Shaquille, Wilt.
Wilt.
You know what I mean? Kareem.
I don't even.
But
Right.
hold on, I might be
It's
wrong.
just too many Lakers, man.
I might
too
be
many Lakers.
wrong, but did Jerry West win the ring with the
They
Lakers?
they won one, but they were legendary Lakers too. It's just he's got a lot of people to jump over. That's all.
And Jerry is the damn logo. How do you leave the logo?
He is a damn.
And he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be the logo no more.
Well, he shouldn't. But for 40
You're
years,
not
he's
gonna-
been up there that
yeah,
same
you're not
same
gonna-
stance. Whatever he doing.
Yeah, Michael Jordan should be the logo of the NBA. Michael Jordan single-handedly
You gotta
saved
pay
the NBA.
Mike.
Yeah, you gotta
Facts.
pay him,
Facts.
but he saved the NBA though. He
Right,
saved the
but you gotta pay
NBA.
Mike, though.
And
They're
can't
not-
nobody
they're not
take
gonna
that
pay-
from him.
They're not gonna pay for that,
That's
jump, man.
huge.
Jump
I
out
have
for
no
about $1 billion.
disagreement. I have no disagreement with that. But as of right now, Jerry West is the logo of the NBA, and LeBron James, took over his spot as one of the greatest. Wilt wasn't even up there.
I don't know if she had Wilt up there or not.
No.
Hold on, let me check. I got it right here.
People
Hold
that
on.
she remembered from.
No,
No.
Wilt not
she
up
was
there. That's Kareem. He ain't got
No,
Wilt up
that's
there.
That's
Kareem.
Kareem. Mhm.
Kareem, Kobe, LeBron, Jerry West. Oh no, excuse me, Shaq, and Magic Johnson.
How many rings did Wilt win as a Laker?
One with the Lakers.
Yeah. So I
think he
mean,
won 2. I think he won 2 or 3, but I think it's 1 with the Lakers. Now it's
So-
not all about rings. Now you can. That's what I argue with KJ about all the time. Greatness isn't just solely based on rings.
Yeah.
I agree with you on
It's the
that.
impact
I
on the
agree with you on
game.
that.
It's your longevity. It's your
Yeah.
talent. It's your
What you brought to the table.
what
which-
What you brought to the table, I
Yeah,
agree.
It's not all rings. It's because there's only one team that can win a ring a year. You know what I mean? That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody had them, then why would they be so easy? Why would everybody want to have one if everybody already had them? You know
I
what
mean, yeah.
You know
Robert
what I
Horry
mean?
got
It's
9,
very
right?
difficult to win a ring. It takes.
And he should be going to the Hall of Fame.
Who's that?
Robert Horry.
No. Don't do
What?
He said no.
No.
Robert
I
Horry.
agree.
I think
You're
Robert
pushing
should be
it
in there.
real deep.
Why?
No.
Why should he be in the Hall of Fame? Because he has 7 rings, right?
I think he should be in there.
Because of the. I mean, hey,
He
look.
scored 20,000 points. He has never led a team to the playoffs by himself. He doesn't have any awards to speak of. He's never been on an All-NBA team. He has been at least the 3rd or the 4th option on championship teams. Which
How
I
many-
would say 3rd
means
on Houston.
when he shot
Houston, yes.
shots, he was usually wide open. Hit open shots. A lot.
Now that
was
one,
wide open.
Which is
that
good
that
when you
one that
need
one
that on
year,
your team. But
that
when you
one
have
year-
Kobe Bryant and 2 people are on Kobe, and then Kobe passes to Shaq, and 3 people go over there, and Shaq kicks it out, and Robert Horry's wide open, he was doing his job, and he did it very
Facts.
well. But he's not.
Well, he was.
That is a
He's
fact.
hitting more game winners than LeBron James.
No,
he's
he's
hit
no
one-
one.
No,
one
he
more
has
game
not.
winners than LeBron James.
No, you're wrong.
Are you kidding me? Robert Game Time Ori.
Big
Yeah.
shot,
Oh,
Bob.
now his middle name Game Time. Okay, go
Robert
ahead.
Game Time Ori. I mean,
Hyping it up.
Craig is like, no, his middle name is Wide Open.
Wide open. Robert, I'm wide open.
I'm wide
Big
open.
shot, Bob.
Okay.
Now, listen, think about it. Now, have you ever seen, with 10 seconds left on the clock, have you ever seen Robert Horry bring the ball up court? And they set the play up for Robert?
why would he? He was his job
No,
was
Robert
to
Horry's
sit there.
job is to stand in the corner
Right.
and wait for Hakeem Olajuwon
Mhm.
and wait for Shaq and wait for Kobe and wait for Tim Duncan and wait for Manu Ginobili and wait for Tony Parker. He played on some pretty good teams.
And wait to be wide open.
That's what I was saying. I just feel like
But you gotta hit the
He
shot.
played on some pretty good teams.
You gotta hit the
That's what he
shot.
did. Huh?
You gotta hit the shot, and he's done it numerous
Exactly. He did
times.
his job, and he did it very well. That's why he has 7 rings. But he's not Hall of Fame. Don't do that.
Well, he should at least get employee of the month.
Well. Now, Craig.
Yeah. What's up?
Tony Kukoc just got inducted into. He just became he just got inducted, right?
Right.
Tony Kukoc. Now, do you think Robert Horry is more worthy of the Hall of Fame than Tony Kukoc?
Now I know you're not telling me that Robert Horry don't get in the NFL. You should have told me that. You should have told me that.
Let me throw this in. Okay.
Tony Kukoc.
I know Tony Kukoc got a good overseas resume, also in the Olympic resume. But do you think he's more deserving than Robert Horry?
That's tough because I mean,
you damn right it's tough.
Right, because you talking about who was the better NBA player. It's closer than you think because I mean, Michael and Scotty were taking all the shots in Chicago, so Tony wasn't taking too many big shots, but he was hitting. He was doing the same thing Robert was when you're open and you get the ball, hit the shot. But the Basketball Hall of Fame is the Basketball Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? It's not the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame.
That's a good point.
There's high school coaches in the Hall of Fame. So Kukoc is one of the greatest international basketball players who's ever lived. He was a pro since he's 13 years old, and he's got silver medals. He's got all types of medals, and he came to the NBA and he won here too. So that's what's going to get. They're about equal, but Kukoc has a bigger resume.
So let me ask you this before we go on, because I know y'all wanted to get back to that LeBron James, who's number 1 in the world right now.
Right.
If Tony Kukoc is going to the Hall of Fame, I just got a random question out there. Why my boy Sean Kemp can't get in there?
Oh no, Sean Kemp had 4 good years. That's it.
From 1989 until 1996, 97.
6 good
but
years.
He played until 2001.
They don't count.
There was a big drop.
Yo, when he went to the Cavs, remember when he got traded?
Right. There was a big drop off when he went to the Cavs. But the man was depressed. He went to the Cavs.
He was depressed.
He
wanted to go.
He was depressed. Huh?
He wanted to go to the Cavs. The Cavs paid him.
Man, look, you go from a championship team, which him, Gary Payton, Detlef Schrempf, who else was up there?
Hershey Hawkins,
all that.
Kendall Gill was on the team.
You go from a team like that, hey man, we sending you to Cleveland.
No, he wanted to go to Cleveland. He was a free agent. They didn't trade they paid him.
I'm pretty sure that he wanted the Sonics to pay him, but they probably didn't.
Well, didn't trade him for Vin Baker. Was that it, Craig? They traded
Vin Baker. I think Vin Baker played Sean Kemp, right?
And that was the biggest mistake. I mean, Van Baker and Sean Kemp. Lord of mercy.
It worked for a couple of years, but then
Sean Kemp was Blake Griffin before Blake Griffin. I mean, come on, man. Is Blake Griffin in the Hall of Fame?
Blake Griffin couldn't bring the ball. He couldn't move the ball like Sean Kemp could.
Man, you crazy as hell, man. Man, Blake Griffin can do everything Sean Kemp can do.
No, Sean Kemp is. I mean, Blake Griffin is powerful. He can dunk the ball, but I mean, I've seen Sean Kemp. And Sean Kemp also, Craig, tell me if I'm lying. Around 97, Sean Kemp developed a little slight jumper around the rim. I'm not saying he can knock down threes, but
he hit the 18. He can step out.
Right. He developed that little soft around the rim game that Blake Griffin never developed.
No, Blake can do that. Exactly.
He can hit the jumper now.
Oh,
you sucking on that damn Budweiser light, whatever you drinking.
Oh,
why gotta be light weeks? Why gotta be light? Why gotta be light? Why can't it just be?
So we talked about LeBron James, and you guys were like, if LeBron James is not the number 1 player in the world, then who is?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of guys, man. Like, let's be honest, man. Everybody. Steph Curry is going to get all of the, the hoopla this year because he's played so well down the stretch. But under the radar, Giannis is still not playing games over there in Milwaukee. James Harden, I love what James Harden is doing. Personally, he's one of my least favorite players because his game is just boring.
Terrible.
But he's boringly effective. He plays so well this year. He got hurt down the stretch, so he took him out of the MVP race.
You stupid. You stupid.
There's a lot of guys that could challenge for that top spot. But
I'm telling you,
a healthy LeBron is the best player in basketball.
Thank you.
And a healthy Kevin Durant.
Also a healthy Kevin Durant, which I don't know how healthy
KD
these guys
out
are.
The conversation. It's like I can't give it to LeBron that easy without like at least giving KD a chance, because I would be insane if I did that. I can't say, LeBron, you're the best. Like, no, with KD sitting right in front of my face, no.
You know what I would say to that argument, because I feel I used to say the same thing, but if you look at what KD had in OKC and what LeBron had in Miami, if you switch those two, if you put KD on Miami and you put LeBron with that stacked OKC team, who wins that battle?
LeBron.
KD's a
KD.
LeBron is on.
KD, no way.
Look, let's talk about.
Listen, KD can drop, bro. He just dropped buckets on LeBron when he was in Golden State.
And nobody can stop KD. Nobody can stop KD. I don't have an argument for that. But on the defensive end,
LeBron do everything.
Right.
And Chris Bosh at the time with KD's scoring ability, I'm still giving it to KD.
But Bosh was a jump shooter in Miami. He wasn't even dominating in the paint. So I mean, the thing about I'm gonna tell you something about KD. KD played with two other MVPs. I mean, I know there wasn't exactly that when he played with them, but still, if you give LeBron James that team, they win about 3-4 championships, in my opinion. And then you go join a record-setting team the next year.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I always argue that because I was against KD for doing that. I definitely agree with you on that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna take away his skill set and what I honestly feel like you put KD with Dwayne Wade in them, he still wins. Like, I don't see him losing. I really don't. In my opinion, overall, as an overall basketball player, if we could take rings out of it, I'm just talking about player to player. I feel like KD is the more skilled player over LeBron. LeBron just athletic as hell. But I'm still gonna choose KD because he can score. I know I can get 40 out of KD whenever I want.
But LeBron gonna at least pinch somebody. I ain't never seen KD do a defensive.
If they play 1-on-1, and I think LeBron would smash KD because KD don't play defense like LeBron does.
I ain't talking about 1-on-1. I'm just talking about skill. We just put them side by side as a basketball player, not even playing.
But you're talking offensively. You're talking offensively now. You still gotta equate that defense.
You play defense too.
You gotta play defense.
KD play. It ain't like KD don't play defense. He play.
Yeah, I give you that. He do play defense, but
and he rebounds. We can't leave that out. I mean, I know LeBron rebound, but KD rebound too.
KD catch them rebounds that's going out of bounds. Let me get this real quick and bring this up. He don't get in the nitty gritty of things. He's not down there. He's not down there snatching off the rim and stuff like that. Come on, Ash.
LeBron made every team better.
If he want to go get the ball, he's gonna go get the ball. Period.
I can't believe I'm defending LeBron James. Me and Craig have had many arguments.
I mean, why is it so hard to like LeBron James?
It ain't hard to like LeBron. It's just LeBron. He goes to stack. He just keeps building a team. It's like, I can't. I'm old school. I grew up around my uncles and my dad. It's just I'm not.
I mean, he wasn't a one-stat team,
I really disagree with all this team hopping and putting teams together.
I do too. That's why Damian Lillard is my favorite player.
I love Damian Lillard. But
I love Dame too.
It's what's funny is people just when you talk LeBron and you talk team hopping and team building and super teams and these things, people just tend to forget that he slaved away in Cleveland for 9 straight years and carried that team on his back since he was 18 years old.
Right.
And got them to the finals with Boobie Gibson and Bruno Gaskins.
Let me say this.
I remember that.
I remember that as well. Let me say this.
I remember him folding.
This is my knock. This is my knock on that move. This is my knock on that decision. You're right. When you have busted your butt in Cleveland and you go to the GM and say, and someone say, what you got for me? And they look at their pad and say, are you ready? We got Antoine Jameson. I would leave too. However, you had different options to go to. You could have went to New York. You could have went. I know what happened to Amari Stoudemire.
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand why people want him to go to the league. So make it the hardest.
Oh, I have. Okay,
Well, make it
you can go-
competition.
Okay,
No,
this
I
is
don't,
where he
I don't
lost
get
me.
it.
You
He
can
wanted
go.
to play with his friends, and he wanted to play with a team that had a chance to win championships.
And that's why Michael Jordan is
It
the
was
GOAT.
the
He
best,
ain't had no
the best
friends.
decision ever made in NBA history.
Michael Jordan ain't had no friends.
I get that.
Him
but
and
why
Charles
not
Barkley
just
are
stay
great
in
friends, but on the
Miami?
court they're about to throw
Why
blows.
keep team hopping? Why
Uh-huh.
go back? Why go to Miami then go back to Cleveland? Like why do all this back and forth then go to LA? Like why not just stay in Miami and build a team?
Because
Like
he's
I
a
get
man, he
okay,
can make
he did
make
9 straight
decisions when
years.
his contract is up.
But they do
That's
that
how
anyway,
NBA
Ash.
works. But it's,
I'm
when his
saying, but
contract's
that's what
up,
I
he can do whatever he
disagree with.
wants.
That's why I said I'm more old school. I'm more so with the back in the day stuff when they
Old
actually
school back in the day when the guy
stayed.
got locked into a contract and the owners could add 3 more years at the
Yeah.
end of it, so you ain't going nowhere, and they can trade you wherever they want to trade you.
What?
Hey, guess what? You're going to to
Play-
the Clippers, buddy. Have fun
Play-
with Donald
play-
Sterling. See you
Plus,
later.
plus
But
Ash,
Michael
Ash.
Jordan was great because not only because of his greatness, but what Michael Jordan won't tell you on things like Last Dance is he had a general manager that was committed to putting people around him so they could start to win championships. He had a great coach, Phil Jackson. He had a great structure, the triangle. He had a Hall of Fame guy right next to him, Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest on-ball defenders
too.
who ever lived. He had shooters
And
everywhere.
coach.
He had John
Okay,
Paxson,
well
DJ Arnold. He had a great
we
team.
can do that.
Where
We can
where
do
was
that.
Michael
Why we
going?
want to go put 2 and 3 All-Stars on the same team? That's what I disagree with.
Right.
We can team hop. Okay, great. Go to Miami, go to LA. But why do I need to go get why do I need to go play with Dwayne Wade and Chris Paul? Like why do I
Why not?
Why
So
do
we
I
can
need
win.
to
You can.
I gotta agree with Ash on that
But
one.
why not if you can? Like if you got the
But why
option.
do
Because there's something called
But having
competition.
competitive-
I can't
that's
call
the whole
myself the
point.
greatest.
But that's
I mean,
the whole
but-
point in playing sports. Being competitive.
Okay.
The competitive side of sports. That's
But
why
everybody
sports
else
is
was doing
lacking.
it.
That's why
Because-
it's getting boring. That's
but-
why nobody's watching it. It's not competitive anymore.
So
It's not competitive.
check this out. So check this out. Let me ask this question, guys, before y'all go on. There's 5 people on this panel, and no disrespect, Black Pearl and Ash. So if we're out there, and all 5 of us have to play for a championship, and they say, KJ, you got to choose a team to go to. I say, well, I'm gonna team up with Craig and Jay Weeks, and we're gonna play against Black Pearl and Ash. We win. Is that still a credible? Is that still a credible?
Man, we ain't gonna win.
You don't know my skills.
We
You don't know
won.
my skills.
We won.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
on-
I might have a high
ladies' side.
percentage from the 3-point line. You don't know my skills.
Hey, I'm on y'all side. I'm on y'all side, Black Pearl. Y'all gonna win.
You don't know, I used to play basketball. I used to play basketball.
Oh, what? I believe Ash used to play. Ash,
I used to play, so I'm not.
I used to play.
I
Hey,
know how to bust y'all ass. So I ain't
They
gonna-
ain't no guarantee.
You don't know what I got. I could be the secret weapon. Ash be like, yeah, all
I
right.
want to be
go
on y'all
ahead.
team. I want to be on y'all team.
I just think
hey,
Or
Ash.
I'll be wide open.
I don't care how much weight I done gained over the years. I can still bust somebody's ass. It's
Oh,
Hey, Ash, when the last time you played, Ash?
probably about 3 months ago.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna say years ago. I was like, all right now. all
Oh
right.
no.
Now fuck that. Look, I play golf.
I'm like you, Jay Weeks.
look,
I'm
look.
switching my team, man.
Look, I'm
Go.
37 years old. I play golf.
I
Okay?
understand.
I
Hey,
take my golf bag out there. But yes, golf.
So look, let me
My
ask. Let me ask y'all this. We had other
Damn
topics.
basketball, golf.
I do want to ask this before. I do want to ask this. We had other topics, but I do want to ask this. One of the hardest questions ever. The battle of the number ones. Who you got? Penny Hardaway or T-Mac?
Man,
Penny
Hardaway.
I'm gonna always ride for T-Mac. I'm gonna ride.
Penny Hardaway or T-Mac? The impossible question. It's
Penny
impossible.
It's impossible. It is impossible because I can't take nothing away from Hardaway. That, bro, his career was insane. I'm a big Hardaway fan. I'm just a bigger T-Mac fan.
I love Hardaway. I love Hardaway.
yeah, but if you pick one, don't you discredit the other?
Yeah,
Like
and
that's
I can't
like
do that. And I can't do that. I still love T-Mac though.
If we break this thing down, who is better offensively?
Wow.
I gotta go the slight edge to T-Mac because I think he can knock down a wider range of shots. But
And
then
he
you
can
gotta
score with people in his face. Like y'all gotta understand how hard that is.
right. But then
he's focused.
I think Hardaway was the better passer though. So then you get they're back neck and neck. So then defensively, I think they're even. So it's about Hardaway being able to shoot the score at will and be able to dish the ball versus T-Mac being an unguardable presence. That's why I wanted to ask that question. I don't know.
T-Mac got ate a lot by Kobe too, man.
But that's the second greatest player of all time. I mean,
we're talking about Kobe Bean. We're talking about Bean. Come on now.
Oh my gosh. I wanted Craig to answer this question.
There you go. He came back for a second.
He said, "Hold on."
He got that Scream outfit in the back right there. I don't know. He just got
Oh wait, that's his wash and dry. Oh,
my phone's about to die.
Oh.
All right. We there, Craig?
He said his phone about to die.
Okay. Well, look, guys, we had more, but we are at an hour. I definitely had fun. We wanted to switch up the pace a little bit, take it from relationships, give the guys something that they can, and not just guys, but sports related people, something that they can, chime into. I definitely had fun. I definitely want to thank Craig for coming in this evening and rocking with us. We definitely appreciate it. Please go check out his show, TNC Unleashed. Available on what platform, Craig? Oh,
I think we lost him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but please go follow him and check him out on TNC Unleashed. So we'll be right back at you guys next week with a new topic, same time, guys. Does anybody have anything to say before we get up out of here?
We all do.
All right, guys, and thank you.
Hold on, I got something to say, bro.
Don't knock me. Go ahead, we.
Nah, for real though. Like I said last week, man. I always like to give y'all flowers before. I rock with y'all every week. KJ. I feel like you're doing a good job, man. For real, like you the glue of this thing, man. And you too, Black Pearl and Ashley. You my dog. I rock with you. But I think this week, we have fun. We were loose, and I didn't really see a lot of comments on the bottom like we usually do. And to the person who said keep the mess out of sports, that's their opinion, and I respect people's opinion, and I gave my opinion also. So I'm just glad that we can have these conversations. So
right,
absolutely.
So that's all I want to say. I'm about to finish what I was doing and watch basketball. So.
Hey, look, guys, before we get out of here, I do want to say something as well. We talked about this behind the scenes before we got on. I do want to do an episode about how we fix our youth, guys, because this is something that I've been thinking about all day, and I feel like I need to address this to the people. Our youth, guys, we're losing our youth. We really are. I had, and of course I can't say who it is or what the conversation was, but I had youth come to me as an educator. They've come to me and tell me about the situations that they've been in. They tell me that the school is the safest place that they feel all day. And now that COVID and the pandemic has hit, they don't have sports. They don't have outlets to get into. So he literally told me, he said, Coach, since sports have been taken out, all we have is the streets. So I go out here and do things. And he told me some of those things that he does where he's putting his life in literal danger. And I'm seeing videos that our kids are making in the communities with guns out and gang flags and things like that. So we're losing our kids, guys. So I really want to do a show at some time, and I want you guys in the comments. I want you guys to go and reach out to people, and I really want to make an episode where we can talk about what we can do to better the community, because they need us, and we need them.
Yeah, most definitely, man. We definitely gonna do that. Definitely, Shout out to my boy Lorenzo too, man. He been giving his feedback the whole episode, man. So shout out to my boy Lorenzo.
Hey, shout out. And thank you, Ms. Ramsey. Hello, I enjoyed the show. Thank you for the entertainment. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. And guys, once again, welcome to the Good Guy Experience, where the experience is always good. Guys, we'll be right back at you next week. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Peace.